This guided meditation is about deleting the war gene. I remember in 2012, I was going through a very nasty divorce. My ex was a very powerful man, high up in the Air Force, and was absolutely destroying me. The night before our court case, my higher self came to me and told me that I had a war gene that was active. It didn't make much sense to me at the time, but I was aware that some of my grandparents and great-grandparents were in the war. So I followed those instructions, and here they are. I will say before we start that I went to court the next day. I looked and felt $1 billion, and I won that court case so fast, it was phenomenal. I was peaceful, I was relaxed, and everything just flowed and went my way. So if you would like to take a few breaths, close your eyes and take a few breaths. And when you're ready, bring up before you the essence of you, your higher self energy. Now that may look like a younger version of you, child self, a teenage self, the version that you are now, an older version. It could be a huge ball of brilliant white light. It doesn't really matter. But when you feel or sense or see the essence of you, just check in that this session will be beneficial for you to do. Once you have that permission, check in with your higher self if it would be beneficial for you to set up your own octahedron. And when you're ready, bring a four-sided pyramid down from above, past your head, your shoulders, your elbows, stopping at the waist area. And now an upside down, four-sided pyramid to come floating up past your feet, your knees, your hips, and joining that top pyramid. So now you would be standing within your own octahedron. You might be laying in it, you might be sitting in it, but as long as you're within it, ask your higher self if it would be beneficial for your octahedron to fill up with the highest possible frequency energy for you. And that might be a colour, a sound, a tone, a hertz frequency, or all of the above. Now, there may be somebody that you're currently at war with or have been at war with. And it would be beneficial to bring the higher self of that person before you and ask your higher self to show you the first moment that war was created between you. And when you become aware of that moment or can see that moment, simply ask your higher self to rewrite that timeline for you. Thank the higher self of this person and allow them to go. And now we want to bring up the age that you were when you first became aware of this war, this active gene in war, the programs of war. How old were you when you first started this war with yourself? And allow that aspect of you to come before you. taking note of what age you are, simply ask your higher self to rewrite that moment, that timeline. And when you feel that that has been done, bring this younger version of yourself that had that experience into your heart. If there's any resistance at all, just say the words, I surrender, over and over until this younger version has been able to come in. Now ask yourself this question: what was my gift for this creation? Or ask your higher self, what was the gift of this creation? Why did I create this for myself? Ask your higher self if it would be beneficial to check your DNA to see if the war gene is active within your DNA. And bring before you, or ask your higher self to bring before you, your DNA. And when you can sense or see or feel your DNA is there for you, ask to be shown if you have an active war gene within your DNA. When I see this, I see it as like darker bubbles within that DNA strand. Some sort of difference. Once you've found it, simply ask your higher self to bring this DNA to its highest potential, to neutralize what it has been and to bring it back to love. When you can see that something's changed within this DNA, you know it is done. If there's been some resistance, simply say the words over and over, I surrender, until it is done, and you can see or feel or sense that the DNA has shifted for you. Ask your higher self to copy and paste this work over to any children 13 and under. And if it's possible, to send out that change through your ancestral lineage. Ask your higher self if there's anything else active within the DNA that has supported this war gene that would be beneficial for you to also make changes to. And if there is, ask your higher self to make these changes for you. Oftentimes when we work directly with our DNA, it can create some physical, emotional, or mental stress in the coming days. So ask your higher self if you could please have assistance in integrating these changes with ease and grace. This is the point that you could turn this recording off and stay in this space to continue conversations or playing with your DNA with your higher self. Or you can thank your higher self for all the assistance. And most importantly, thanking the human self for showing up. And it is done.